Welcome back and welcome to this first time here. Today we're covering Absolute Superman issue number 7. It's a weird one. This one is the all Brainiac issue. Then we get to pretty much see Brainiac for the first time. So let's get into it. Spoilers ahead. It starts off with Omega Men raiding a base, only to then be attacked by different various advanced weaponry. One that removes the flesh or the skin off somebody, another that makes them puke his guts and bones out, literally. One turns somebody into ooze, another's like large bacteria and is attacking him. One, his arm just grows grotesque. Just like that's a lot. Like he's did a lot. So then Brainiac takes the unfortunate survivor, who he's now stretched out his limbs and is messing with him, and his brain is in a case, but he's still alive. And Brainiac's just talking about different things and then explains his origin, how he worked in a refuse station when they activated him. The Brainiac Collector activated him, and his sole job was to dispose of refuse, which was dead Brainiacs. And so when he asked how long does a shift, like for as long as you, is like as long as you exist, as long as you're functional. So we watched the span of what is 136 years of him just shuffling refuse. He becomes more disheveled and insane at some point, and when we see him, he's talking to dead Brainiacs and calling them his friends. Eventually, after the span of what is, I believe, 49,901 days, he opens the door in the room he's at, which he was told he was never supposed to leave. He opens the door with a shovel and goes and checks to see the Brainiac there, who is dead. They're all dead. So he reclaims the ship as his. He says he disposed of his last refuse, which was the guy in the chair, or the Brainiac in the chair. He disposes of him and then proceeds to venture out in space. He even says that he wonders sometimes if it would have been better for him or the world if he stayed in that room. But then he's like, where would the fun in that be? So he's very insane. Yeah. Also, this design, which you can see, part of it is because of how much time passed and then just being run ragged, not really maintenance. But he's very cybernetic. I mean, he's always cybernetic, but like his bottom half is prosthetics. Not the same quality or type of prosthetics like General Lane has, but they're prosthetics. So yeah, he tries to figure out. He's just so he keeps talking to the guy who's basically being tortured. No, who is being tortured? I don't know why I said basically. So he talks to the guy who's being tortured, and then contacts the Brainiac Collective, saying he doesn't know how to deal with Superman. And then they offer a solution because like, oh, he's from Krypton, and so through they said, oh, there's some radioactive material, so he synthesizes kryptonite. But they're like, which Brainiac are you? And they shuts it off because they don't know. Because when the Brainiacs that he worked for, or part of the collective that he was a part of, I guess, they have a ranking system and of level effectors, and he was 0, and they're like only level 88s are allowed to know more than their station, which is crazy high. But when he took over, he declared himself level 100. Oh, I'm level 100, man. So yeah, after he synthesizes kryptonite, he smashes the brain of the dude on the table. He's like, you're a good listener, but I have work to do. And then he goes, and we see, sometime later, we see Peacemaker, who's being experimented on, but he's going through a treatment or surgery, and he's in a lot of pain. And he's like, is this for what happened to Pakistan? Just kill me already. But yeah, Benedict's like, no, Rachel Gold's actually proud of he sees such potential in you. And then it shows like this kind of like battle suit and a gun. And he's like, there's so much they want you to do. So it's setting up for them to get into a confrontation with Superman. So we'll see once again. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. But it's at least becoming clear though, is that the story takes a lot of time, surprisingly, away from Superman, which I feel is a weird story decision, especially when you're getting to know a character. I'm coming from this having been familiar with Superman for years, from the animated series, so many live action movies, so many animated movies, and now, or the 2023, the current run of Superman. And I've read up to where it is currently, uh, and debating whether, because I would like to actually go further back and read more, because there's certain characters that were established. I'm like, I don't know who these are, and I kind of want to know who they are and learn more about them. Um, but yeah, coming from that is like, I have a understanding of who Superman is as a character, but if you're starting the comic and you're reading this and also then not seeing him, it just seems like a weird way for the audience to be introduced to him. In the grand scope of it, with the amount of total issues, I think it would be fine. But it's like, when you only have these 7 issues, it's like, this is how we're doing this. But yeah, I guess so. Anyways, that was issue 7 of Absolute Superman. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.